If you don't go into your tendinopathy rehab with these 3 things in mind, you're probably just not going to stay consistent. What's going on, guys? Hope you enjoyed episode 1 and 2. Welcome back. And this is episode 3. So if you haven't seen episode 1 and 2, I encourage you to go watch that. We went over 3 very common misconceptions about tendinopathy, which 4 out of my 7 physical therapists that I've seen in the past 3 years have recommended me some of those fixes for tendinopathy, and they just don't work. So check that out. Episode 2, we went over how to actually progress your tendinopathy and make sure that it gets better. And we talked about, basically it comes down to heavy, slow resistance or just, lifting weights. But the way you do it is very important. Basically slowing down, controlling that weight, and working whatever tendon or basically the muscles around whatever tendon is giving you trouble. That's how you increase the load of your tendon. That's what tendinopathy is. It's an inability to tolerate loads, basically. Or you are loading your tendon to more than what your tendon load can handle, if that makes sense. So, with that out of the way, let's get into episode 3. I'm going to be talking about essentially consistency, or what to do when hiccups happen. And listen, hiccups are a big part of PT. No one talks about how to mentally battle through this. The only way that I figured it out is I have a coach that pushes me every single day, and I know that I can go to him with whatever, and it's been a game changer. But my first point that I'm going to make is your expectations. In order to stay consistent with your tendinopathy rehab, you have got to set realistic expectations. For months, years, I thought that I'm gonna do isometric holds on knee extensions to help my tendons. And I thought that going and doing that like once or twice a week would help. And just kind of like aimlessly, not tracking the weight, nothing, not tracking progress or any of that. You've got to understand that this takes time, and tendinopathy rehab is not a straight line of progress. It's messy. It's a messy scribble, but it's about the average and the trend line. I used to look back when I was questioning my rehab, and like, is this really working? Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't, like I said, I didn't feel in the driver's seat. I would look back and say, I feel the exact same today. It'd be a flare-up day, of course. I feel the exact same today as I did 4 months ago. That doesn't make sense, and it's demoralizing. You start losing trust in your rehab, in your program, in your everything. It's so tough. Once I understood and accepted the fact that, hey, this is just like weight loss or weight gain, if you've been bulking or cutting, whatever. Your weight is going to ebb and flow up and down all the time. It is about understanding that they will go up and down, but it's about the trend. Say we're talking about my knees. If overall, on average, my knees feel better and I feel more capable, I can, on average, lift more weight. I can, on average, play more basketball. I can, on average, have less pain walking upstairs. That's a real thing. That's progress. And just because today you don't feel as good, that doesn't mean that you're not progressing. So that's my first point that you guys got to understand, because it's important. The second thing that you've got to understand if you want to stay consistent is that flare-ups are normal. It's just a part of the game. It really is. And if you are anything like me and you started questioning everything after one flare-up, it's going to be a tough ride. And this kind of goes back to my first point. But it really does come down to accepting it's going to be tough, accepting that there's going to be days where you're questioning your progress and you're questioning everything. And that's okay. As long as you understand and accept that this is a long road, it's a battle, and it's about the trends, and that you're not failing. Now, obviously, if you've been rehabbing for couple months and you haven't seen progress, you might want to look at things. Like I should have noticed sooner than 5 months in, hey, icing my knees every day isn't really working. That would have been a good time to reflect and question. But I'm telling you guys, if you follow what I lined out, especially in episode 2, watch episode 1, watch episode 2. If you follow those things, I guarantee your tendinopathy, if you stay consistent and find what works for you, you will find a positive trend line. And I say positive trend line because, like I said, it goes up and down. It's unpredictable. It's tough. So that's my second point, is you gotta, you're not a failure just because you have a flare-up day. All right, the third thing you guys got to know if you want to stay consistent is that you just got to learn to pivot. You really do. I get flare-ups all the time. Yesterday, my shoulder was killing me. If you can't tell, I roll my shoulders in pretty bad. Coach thinks that it's tendinopathy. I haven't gotten an official MRI scan, but man, I had this moment yesterday when I was thinking about when I was a freshman in high school and I was able to bench 135 for like 13, 14 reps easy. And that's not crazy to say. Like, that's not that crazy. I was just repping them out, right? And now, because of my shoulder, yesterday I had to do bench. Notice I said I had to do bench. It wasn't enjoyable, right? My shoulder was killing me. I felt weak. And it was one of those times where it's mentally tough and you're like, God, what am I doing? Like, why am I so weak? Why am I so... I'm not as capable as I once was. And then you look around, I go to a college gym and there's a bunch of jacked dudes. Like, it's tough. It's tough to be like, God, I'm not where I want to be. And that's fine. Yeah, I have learned to be able to control that frustration and anger a little bit, honestly. I've learned to control that. And what I did is I lowered the weight and I started with only 25s. Usually I jump straight to the 45 plate. But I started at 25s just to see if I could do the movement, because that's another thing. If you're not comfortable doing the movement that day, number one, try and go down to like body weight or do something where it's stressing that tendon very lightly. But if that gives you too much flare up, don't push it. Like just hit it on your next workout or something, because like I said, it's not about what you do today. It's what you averaged this week or what you averaged this month. Last Friday, I missed my workout, and I was really upset about it because I see a lot of growth from leg press, and I feel like they help my tendons a lot. And I've missed the last 2 Friday workouts. I missed the one the week before too. And I messaged my coach, and he was like, hey, like, dude, look at your past record of 3 months. You've been consistently trusting the process and hitting, and look at the gains that you've had. Don't worry about what you did on some random Friday or the last 2 Fridays. Don't let that snowball. But he's like, dude, you're doing great. Like, and that's something you've got to like just accept and understand. And we're our own worst critics. And yeah. So to recap, guys, it basically comes down to accepting that it's going to be tough. Understand that it's about the averages and not just any given day. And then knowing how to pivot when it gets tough. Don't just get frustrated and try and push through it. Now you can, as long as it doesn't flare up more the next day, but that's when we run into some trouble. So when you run into flare-ups, lower the weight, try and control it. Or if it's so bad, just say, okay, well, it's a bad day. It's a bad day, and I'm gonna hit it in a couple of days, and we're gonna be rolling. So I hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions on how I stay consistent or what I've done in the past, kind of like mind tricks, there's not much, honestly, besides just like accepting the fact of this sucks and basically what I said in the video. But if you have any other questions, leave a comment down below. Also check our website. We are launching one-on-one coaching calls. So if you guys need extra help with this, my coach has been huge for me. And if I can help anyone out, I would love to. So thanks for joining me on this 3-part episode ride. And hopefully we'll spit out some more episodes soon. So all right, see you guys.